Hey, what is up, you guys? How's it going? How's it going? How's it going? Happy Thursday. How is your week going so far? I hope you guys are smashing it. I hope you're on point. I hope you're on task. And that's why today I wanted to talk about how to get organized in your network marketing business. All right, if you're watching a replay of this, please do me a massive favor and stick hashtag replay into the comments. So this way, I know who watched the live and who watched the replay. I appreciate that a lot. We're still in Turkey, so we still got a couple of days left here. But I wanted to share this with you. I've actually been reading a pretty good book called Slay Your Network Marketing Business. Which is really, really cool book. A lot of good stuff already, and I'm like a third way through only. But I wanted to share some things with you about getting organized and why that is important. So a lot of people in network marketing don't treat network marketing as a business. A lot of them, because they don't come from a business environment, they come from, jobs, and they come from other types of environments. They've never done business before, so that's why they don't treat it as a business. Very often they treat it more as a hobby, as they do it when they feel like it, etc. And very often that's very unprofessional, and it reduces the chance of them getting good results. So today I wanted to share with you 16 things that I would advise you to include in your business in order to get more organized and get better results. And at the end, I'm going to give you also like a special tip for how to organize your follow-up, because a lot of people are not great at following up too. They say they will do it, they intend to do it, but they don't have a really good system for following up with people. Okay, so number one, create a daily plan a night before. You will sleep better, you will feel better when you create a daily plan a night before. Hey Ludmila, hey Lorna, thanks for watching. So, before you go to bed, it doesn't have to take forever, it doesn't have to take long. You can literally take a couple of minutes, but just grab your diary and jot down the things you want to do next day. So create a plan for the next day, because things that get planned gets done. And things that don't get planned and things that don't get included in your diary, very often they don't get done. So do that a night before. You'll see that you will sleep better. You'll be less stressed the next day when you wake up. You have things to do, and you can straight away attack them and get more results during that day. Second tip is time limit each task, giving yourself exact time to get things done. So, one of the best things I've heard is using 15-minute blocks. Where you go, okay, for this, especially if you're doing this part-time, so you don't have the whole day to do your network marketing business. Maybe you have half an hour in the morning, half an hour during lunchtime, and a couple of hours in the evening. So you want to make sure that you're very, very responsible for your time, with your time. So you can use like 15-minute blocks saying, okay, I need to, contact so-and-so. I'll give that 15 minutes here. And I need to, go and drop off some samples to this person. I'll use this 30 minutes here, and so on and so on. So you allocate exactly the amount of time you're going to give for each of those tasks. Next thing is use a calendar. Don't miss meetings or be late. So some people now use, their digital calendars on the phone, etc. But I'm still one of those people who has a paper diary, and I write down things, call this person at this time in the morning, or, meet up with this person, etc. So I write down my appointments, my meetings in my calendar. So this way I can stay on track of them and I don't forget about them, and I'm not running late for them and things like that. Number 4 is use an organizer, like for example my Pro Planner, if you got one, to get everything planned, and you can even color code it. So for example, family time can be one color, and your business time another color, and so on. But get yourself organized. What are the things that you need to do every single day? Those things you should have like a section in your diary for like your DMO, your daily method of operation, for all the things that you need to be doing every single day. And then of course you'll have the one-off meetings, one-off trainings and things like that again will go into your diary, etc. So you want to make sure that you have some sort of a way to organize yourselves and to know what is it that you need to be doing every single day. Next one is know your deadline. If you're asked to do something, be on time and be professional. Don't wait for the last minute. Do things as soon as you can, because procrastination, putting things away for later and later, it's only going to cause you more stress. The actual thing will take you a lot more time, and it's going to be a lot more difficult. So make sure that you you prioritize things and you meet your deadlines way in advance. I used to be the person who would wait for the last minute. I remember when I was in university, almost every single assignment, every single report, I would hand it in literally half an hour before the closing date, before the office shuts, etc. And that would cause me a lot of stress, because I'd be last minute typing in and printing out, etc., which was a nightmare. Now I always try to get things done well in advance so that, I'm not last minute, I'm not being stressed out, I'm not running around like a headless chicken, etc. Next one is super important, and very few people actually do that or even know about it, is learn to say no to activity that is not important for you so you can spend time on important things, right? So again, as part of being in business, you will very often be attacked by different tasks or by different requests from people where it's not very vital for your business, right? So for example, I help people around, not just in my team, I help people around from, everywhere, right? From other teams, even sometimes from other companies, etc., because people might be asking me for tips or for advice or for different things, right? But before I used to make a mistake where, I'm working on something important for my business and then a message comes in on Facebook from somebody not even in my team, not even in my country, asking about something to do with business, and I would drop everything and go and type out the answer or call that person to explain to them, etc., which is very noble of me, right? But the reality is that that's not income producing activity. That's not what I'm required to do in order to make money in business. So now I got into a better routine where I still help those people out, but I help them when I have time. So what I mean by that, I use my business hours. If it's a time when I can call leads or I can follow up with people or I can reach out to people, etc., I use that time to build my business or to recruit people in my team or to find customers, etc. But then later, maybe in the evening when I free up a little bit, once I've done my daily goals and once I achieved my DMO, then I can go to those messages and respond to those people and give them the tips and the advice that they asked, right? But that's not interrupting my income producing activity, if that makes sense. So you have to learn to say no to, and sometimes, I just say no to things, because sometimes you'll get requests from people where it's completely unrelated to your business, or it's completely, destroy your day or, consume a lot of your time, and it's really not beneficial for you. And you just have to learn at some point, say no to certain things, say, hey, look, this is not part of my business. I don't do that. And, completely, you need to find somebody else for that, because otherwise, if you just say yes to everybody, people will keep loading you and giving you tasks and giving you things to do, and before you know it, again, you're just doing stuff and you're not making any money because you're doing the wrong things. Okay, the next one is target to get chores done early, right? So again, there are things in business that might be uncomfortable. There might be that very important call you need to do, or there might be this person that you need to prospect who is very successful, and you might be feeling a bit out of comfort zone and a bit scared, etc., to do those tasks but they are super important for your business. And again, very often the temptation is to say, I'll put it off for later. I'll do the easy stuff first and then I'll do the hard one later. But actually, it only becomes harder. The more you get into the day, the more you're thinking about how hard that task will be and how uncomfortable that will be and how challenging that will be, the more you're going to get anxious about it, the more you're going to get stressed, and the bigger the chance is that you're not going to do it at all. Then you'll go, I'll do it tomorrow. Or I'll do it next week, or I'll do it next month. So try to attack, the Brian Tracy calls it eat that frog. So the frog is the uncomfortable thing. The frog is that challenge, and he goes, if you wake up in the morning and you have to eat the frog, when is the best time to eat the frog? And the answer is, of course, right away, because thinking about it is not going to help you, right? So you just need to get it over with. So same with these important, challenging tasks in your business, whether it's a phone call or it's reaching out to somebody, it's a meeting or whatever. Try to get those things earlier on in the day so you feel the sense of achievement, you feel the sense of completion, and then you can go ahead and attack the rest of your day with that feeling of achievement and being proud of yourself, etc. The next one is time box activity. So like I said, give yourself these slots of time, so for example, if your lunch break is half an hour and you need 15 minutes to eat your sandwich, do the other 15 minutes for something to do in your business. So make like a box for that, right? And again, in the evening or late in the morning, when you're commuting or whatever. So think about, where can I find these time boxes around my day where I can slot certain things to do with my business, what I can do. Next one is set reminders on your phone. So for important important things that you shouldn't miss, set reminders on your phone. Even there are certain trainings maybe that are happening on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis. You want to make sure that you don't forget about those. So set yourself a reminder on your phone. I have certain trainers, for example, that I follow, that I learn from, and they have particular times when they do their trainings, and I have reminders set on my phone which go off and reminds me that, hey, this person is going to go live in a minute, you might want to tune in, etc. So, and same for your own things, things that are important for you to be done, etc. And of course, that's mainly to do with business, but of course it might be health, take your food supplements, or whatever, put those reminders on. So this way, you don't miss things consistently. And especially if you see that you're constantly missing out on that thing, or you're constantly forgetting something. If it's once, not a problem. But if it's happening more than once, that means it's a problem. It has to be fixed. And one of the easiest ways to do it is to set yourself reminders so that it reminds you that, okay, don't forget about this thing. You need to do that, etc. Right? Okay, next one is focus more. And you've heard, the saying, where focus goes, that's where energy flows. So we talk a lot about that, in terms of positive thinking, where if you think about negative things, you attract negative stuff. But also it's about focusing your time and energy, again, on the most important things. So, I talk a lot about income producing activity, things that are going to make you money. So see what proportion of your time actually goes towards income producing activity, towards the important stuff. And what proportion of your time goes to the trivial tasks, to the tasks that are actually not going to influence you earning very much money, etc. And see if you're focusing most of your time there, especially if you're doing this part-time. Because if you're doing this part-time, you're very limited with your time. So you want to make sure that you focus as much of your time on doing the things that are going to grow your business, like talking to potential customers or talking to potential people who can join your team. Next one is get fewer distractions. Again, see, if it's one-off, it's not a problem. But if something is distracting you continuously, so if you get up in the morning and you get on your computer and then you realize that you just spend an hour scrolling through your Facebook timeline, maybe you want to get in a habit where you don't check Facebook until you get some of the things done in the day first. Right? Or you don't check your email until you got things done, that you have to do, because it's so easy to get in that rut where those distractions take over, and before you know it, it's an hour or 2 hours or 3 hours of your day are gone, right? So you want to make sure that you focus your time on the important things, and you eliminate the distractions. And again, distractions can be other people, can be other things in your day, etc. So just make sure that you reduce the amount of distractions you get in a business, because it's so easy, to get distracted and to lose the important things, and not to do important things, for days and weeks, etc. Because you keep getting distracted. Next one is again a very analytical thing to do, but is really, really effective, is track your time. So at the end of the day, just see, okay, where did my time go? And at the end of the week, where did my time go? And at the end of the month, etc. And track, they say what you track gets improved. So if you measure something, you can improve it. So again, one of the things that we do at the end of the year, we always spend almost the whole day reviewing our year. Very few people do that. They just keep like, oh, next year I'm going to do this. And then the year passes and they go, well, the next year I'm going to do that. And they never look back to see what they actually achieved and why, and what they didn't achieve and why they didn't achieve it, except where did the time go, what was the challenge, what stopped them and prevented them, etc. So track the time. What happened yesterday? If you had a goal, if you had a certain thing that you want to do and you didn't get it, and if you didn't achieve it, why? Analyze it, right? Because that's what businesses do. They track and they look at the business and see where the problems are, where the leaks are, where the challenges are, and they fix them in order to progress with a better accuracy and get better results in the future. Next one is prioritize and do most important things first. So I sort of touched on that already, but again, you can have some sort of a system to prioritize your tasks. So if you do the planning for the next day, if you sit in the evening and you go, okay, what do I need to do tomorrow? And you make a list of things you need to do tomorrow, then you might want to number them, like 1, 2, and 3. So 1 is the most important one, 2 is less important, and 3 is the least important, right? And you just jot those numbers down, either on the same evening or maybe next day when you get up, you go, okay, this is a 1, this is a 1, this is a 1, and this is maybe 2s, and this is 3. So you get the 1s done, only then you move on to tasks with the 2. And once you get the 2s done, only then you move on to tasks with the 3. Because usually, again, the least important tasks are the most comfortable and convenient to do, and that's what we tend to do most of the time, instead of doing the ones that are actually more challenging but will have a lot bigger effect, right? Next one is delegate. If there are things that you can give to other people to do that will save you time and money even, then you want to make sure that you delegate them. So one of those examples I always give is washing a car. Before I used to, I thought, I'll wash my own car, I'll save some money. So I bought all the shampoos and all the waxes, and all the sponges and everything. And I said, I'm going to wash my own car. But what I realized, it would take me hours sometimes to wash the whole car and to polish it and to vacuum clean it, etc. And I realized that if I take it to a hand car wash, it costs me £10, but those guys jump on a car and literally get it done in like 10-15 minutes. So I thought, hang on a second, 2 hours of my time is worth more than the £10 I pay for the car wash. Because in those 2 hours, then I can do something more productive, something that's going to make me more than £10. You get what I mean? So this way, see if there's any things in your life right now that you can delegate for other people to do cheaper, faster, more effective, so you can focus your time and attention on building your business, which can make you a lot more money. I hope that makes sense. Next one is batch similar tasks together. So again, if you want to get things done faster and better, then do similar things together. So if you've got a bunch of emails to write, instead of writing few emails in the morning, few emails in the afternoon, and few emails in the evening, best is to sit down and do all the emails in one go. If you have a bunch of leads to call, again, the easiest things to do is to sit down and call everybody in one go, instead of calling one person there, etc. Right? So if you can, batch the tasks together so you get them done quicker. And then the last one is, take rest time. So once in a while you need to relax, you need to switch off, etc. And during the day you might have to again plan the relaxed time. Very often people plan their work or their business time, but they don't plan their rest time, right? So for example, what we do every year, we schedule our holidays in advance. So if we know that we're gonna if we know we're going to take 3 holidays this year, then straight away at the beginning of the year, we'll schedule that time. We block that time out, so we know that, okay, on this date and on this date and on this day, we're going on holiday. So we're not going to plan any business meetings there, and we're not going to do any conferences or anything like that there, because that's our holiday time. We schedule them in advance, right? And same thing, hey Sonia, hey Charity, nice to see you guys. So, and another thing is during daytime as well, because they say, that people's attention span is about 45 minutes long. And I found that to be very true, So you want to schedule rest time during daytime as well. So for example, if I'm working from home all day long and I'll be calling people, ringing people, sending emails, doing social media and things like that, I will schedule rest times, right? So every hour or so, I'll have 5-10 minutes rest, where I can get up, stretch a little bit, take my mind off things, and then get back to, doing my income producing activities. So this way I give some rest to my body and to my mind, etc., right? And I can drink some water, stretch a little bit, etc., right? So you want to make sure that you schedule your rest time. Okay, as I promised, I will also give you a bonus one, right? So not 16, this is going to be number 17, and this is a bonus tip for follow-up, right? Because again, we know that in network marketing, the fortune is in the follow-up, right? This is where you can make a lot of money or you can lose a lot of money in network marketing. It's in follow-up, because so many network marketers, they always chase the new business. So they always look for that next customer, and they always look for the next prospect that could potentially join the business, without realizing that they've already reached out to a bunch of people, they sent information to a bunch of people, but they haven't followed up with them. They haven't reached out to those people to check, hey, did you take a look at the information I sent? Hey, did you, watch the video that I sent? Did you, how did you like that product? And so on and so on and so on. So what you want to do is have some sort of a system for your follow-up, right? And one of the very cool systems that I've heard that people use is 2 folders. So basically, one folder is for your customers, and the other folder is for your business prospects. And what you do is basically in your folder, you split it into 12 sections for each month, and then each month you split it into 31 days, right? So you have folder with 12 months 12 dividers for each month, and you have 31 dividers for the current month. And what happens is that, let's say you speak to somebody today about the business, and they say, okay, I'll take a look at the video tomorrow. So you say to them, okay, so I can call you on Saturday, right? And they say, yeah, sure, call me on Saturday. So what you do, you have a profile sheet, just a piece of paper with the name, email, telephone number, and you stick their profile sheet into Saturday's slot. So when Saturday comes, you wake up in the morning, you get your prospecting folder, you open up for the right day, and it's the whatever, 28th of the month or 29th of the month or whatever, you open that up and you see, okay, I need to follow up with John, with Mary, with Susie, etc. And you follow up with those people. If you speak to somebody and they purchase a product from you, right, and maybe it's a food supplement that they will use for a month. So you know that a month from now, they will need another food supplement because they will run out. So as soon as you sold that product to that person, again, you have the profile sheet for that customer with the name, email, telephone, etc., and what product they purchased. So you take that person's sheet and you put it a month from now into the folder. So that next month, when it comes to the first day or fifth day or whatever day it is, you open up the folder and you see, okay, Susie is running out of the product. I need to give her a call today and ask her if she wants to get another month's supply of that product. Right? So this way, with these two folders, you can get super organized with your follow-up. Because so many people, they forget who they called. They forget who they sent the information. They forget who they prospected. But with this type of system, you can never forget, because every time you reach out to somebody, every time you send some information to somebody, you write down what you send them and you put them in the right date when you need to follow them up, right? So this way, you don't ever miss out on these things, and you always follow through with people, because a lot of people, they expected your call maybe, but they didn't hear from you, right? So it's really, really important for you to do that, right? To get organized with your follow-up. Great, guys. I hope you got some value from this trading. If you did get value from this trading, feel free to share it with other people who you think might get value from this. And if you'd like my free training on how to sell more products and find more customers, then head over to titaniumsuccess.co.uk/sales. That's titaniumsuccess.co.uk/sales, and you'll be able to download your free MP3 download from there. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for your support. Thanks for all the hearts, etc. I really appreciate that. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see you at the top.